We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
I'm former Major League pitcher Andy Pettitte. I teamed up with Tunnel to Towers after seeing their life-changing work with military and first responder families. Now we're expanding our mission to help veterans struggling with homelessness. We want to help them rebuild their lives not only by giving them a home, but by providing the services they need. Please join me in donating at t2t.org.
My name is Wally Joyner. I was a first baseman for the Angels, Padres, Royals, and Braves. I give the Tunnel to Towers because of what they provide for the veterans, the military, the first responders, the police, the firemen who go out and put their lives in danger for our freedoms. I think it's an incredible charity, an incredible foundation. Their goals of helping the families that protect us. I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. The foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responder families with young children. Never forget.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing starting on September 13th through September 22nd. The opening weekend program will feature the E.B. Johnston Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Dark Mirage for fillies and mares on Saturday, September 21st. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, September 21st. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos, September 13th through the 22nd.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Program for this Sunday as we wrap up another racing week from the gaming capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at our studio station, South Point Studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital. We welcome you to the show, and of course, we always tell you at the top of the show that you can get us and see us and hear us on YouTube. Go to YouTube, hit South Point, in the search bar, hit South Point Studios. You'll get to the page, and then you click us, and here we are. You can see and hear us, and of course, make sure that you subscribe. Once you subscribe, and it is free to subscribe, you can start chatting away on the chat box, and the chat box is already cranking away today here on that website. And of course, if you're running around town here in Las Vegas on this Sunday morning trying to get some football bets in before the horse racing, well, our anchor radio station here in town is Sports Talk 1400 AM. That broadcasts all of the USC college football games and all of the Ram games as well on Sports Talk 1400, 107.1 FM as well. And, of course, all of our websites that simulcast our shows that include our websites, of course, racedaylasvegas.com, .vegas.world, .global, iPhone and Android as well. Excuse me. You go to your get your iPhone and go to your phone apps, and you can get. Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat. Anyhow, you can go to the apps and get at your app store for your iPhones or your Androids, and KSHP app will get you listening to us. The YouTube app will get you listening and watching us on the YouTube network. And so it goes. And, of course, anywhere you get podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show. As it chokes me up this morning to say welcome all of you to our show on this Sunday. Okay, we're going to wrap up. We're going to wrap up this week by giving you some of the results from yesterday. It was a big day of racing yesterday, and looking forward, of course, to next week. Now, as far as the Breeders' Cup goes, and the Breeders' Cup, by the way, official count, 47 days, 4 hours, 35 minutes, and 41 seconds, and counting until the Breeders' Cup. But, we have those Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races. Several were yesterday. The Natalma, the Summer, the Juvenile Stakes, the Matron Stakes, and the Woodbine Mile, and the Irish Champion Stakes all were win-in-your-ins yesterday. But as we look ahead to further, today the Moiglaire Stud Stakes, the Bar 1 Racing Flying 5 Stakes, and also the Princess Rooney will be win-in-your-ins as well. And so, we want to make sure that you get all of those in. Watch those races because those horses will be in the Breeders' Cup. All right, let's take a look at what's going on now from yesterday. By the way, before this month is out, coming up next weekend on the 21st, the Pennsylvania Derby and the Cotillion over at Parks Racing. Each one of these two races are $1 million each, and they'll have implications as well. And then on the last weekend of this month, on the 28th of September, they'll be back at Santa Anita for their fall meeting there. And on Santa Anita on the 28th, they'll have the big California Crown Day, with the California Crown race itself being a $1 million event. 5 stakes races on that day, 2 Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in races. And then Belmont at Aqueduct will have 4 stakes races on the 28th. 2 of those will be Breeders' Cup win-in-your-in as well. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty for a Breeders' Cup, that's for sure. Let's get started with taking a look what happened yesterday. Yesterday, in the Open Mind Stakes at Churchill Downs, Zeitlos won. Zeitlos came from last to first with a run down the stretch, right down the middle of the stretch, and got up to win for Christian Torres and Steve Asmussen, paying $4.88 as the favorite. Postiano Sunset was second, and Happy MI was third. In the Locust Grove, this at 1 mile and 16th for fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. The winner there was Musical Mischief, 16-1, a big upsetter there for Edgar Morales and Mike McCarthy, $35.64 to win. Finishing second in the race was a 43-1 shot. Corningstone. Finishing third was Hoosier Philly. So all the favorites in that race ran right off the board. The $2 Exacta paid $687.42 in the upset in the Locust Grove. Then we get to the Pocahontas for 2-year-old fillies. This Pocahontas had some points for the Kentucky Oaks for these 2-year-old fillies. The winner there was La Cara. Ricardo Santana aboard for Mark Casse. Mark Casse had a big day all over the place yesterday. He won that race, the Pocahontas at Churchill. La Cara paid $12.72, outrunning Liam in the Dust and Akuna Mama, who finished third in the race. Big long shots there. And then in the $300,000 Louisville Thoroughbred Society Stakes at 6 furlongs. The winner there is Happy is a Choice. Ramon Vasquez aboard for John Ortiz, $30.18 there, outrunning Skelly. And finishing third, Hear Me Song. If you remember, when we went over this race with Jonathan Hardoon yesterday, he said Skelly looked pretty hard to beat, but if you were going to try to beat him, take a few long shots, and one of the ones he mentioned was the winner, Happy is a Choice, that paid $30.18. Skelly finished second, so you might have had that exacta. The $300,000 Grade 3 Iroquois for 2-year-olds with 10 Kentucky Derby Breeders' Points up for grabs. The winner there was Jonathan's Way, Joel Rosario aboard for Phil Bauer. This was the official pick of Churchill by Jonathan Hardoon. This horse was 9-2 on the morning line, but everybody saw his horrendous first start at Saratoga. Horse was bet down, but won like a good thing. Came right out of the starting gate, and boom, it was over. He won going away. Jonathan's Way paid $4.52 as a good thing. Owen Almighty was second, and Gio Coso was third in the Iroquois, and that's how it went yesterday at Churchill. Kenny McPeak, by the way, and Brian Hernandez teamed up to have a couple of winners yesterday at Churchill. One that paid $8.88. The last race winner paid $22.60. The pick 5, that all-stakes pick 5 that we're talking about, the all-stakes pick 5, paid $35,182.97. The pick 6 yesterday at Churchill paid $128,959.56. That was at Churchill yesterday. Big day of racing there. Up north at Woodbine, it was Woodbine Mile Day, but there were 6 stakes races headed up by the Woodbine Mile. They rolled out like this. The Natalma, a Breeders' Cup winning her in for 2-year-old fillies, won by And One More Time. Rafael Hernandez, Mark Cassie, the trainer, big priced winner, $35.40 for the win. Finishing second was Vixen. Finishing third was Nitrogen. And Mark Cassie trained all 3 of the first 3 finishers in the Natalma yesterday at Woodbine. The Ontario Matron for the fillies and mares won by Fashionably Fab. This mare was winning her 9th of 15 lifetime starts on this one. David Moran aboard for Kevin Attard, paying $15.80, outrunning Elysian Fields and Blueberry Fields. In the E.P. Taylor, Full Count Felicia, a great ride by Kazuchi Kimura. Full Count Felicia was out there. This was a mile and a quarter race on the turf, and going down the backside, he was a zip code. She was a zip code in front of everybody else. It must have been 15, 20 lengths in front, and she held on. Full Count Felicia, for Kevin Attard's second win of the day, paid $17.60, outrunning Moira, who was closing, and Fed Rover, I should say. But neither one of them could get to that long, lonely front-running winner. Full Count Felicia gets it done. In the Summer Stakes for 2-year-olds, this is a Breeders' Cup winning or in race at a mile on the turf. The winner there was New Century. Olson Murphy aboard for Andrew Balding, paying $8.10, outrunning Al Qadra, the big favorite there, and Dream On, who finished third. And in the $1 million Woodbine Mile, a win and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Mile, at a mile on the turf, the winner there was Win for the Money. Pat Husbands aboard for Mark Cassie, beating the big 1-2 favorite in that race, Naval Power, who finished off the board. Finishing second was Philo de Ariana, and finishing third was Big Rock. Win for the Money paid $29.30. Mark Cassie not only had the winner, but he had the second place finisher as well, I should say. So Mark Cassie ran first and second in the Woodbine Mile as well for his 3rd win of the day at Woodbine. And finally, in the Vigil Stakes, 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up, Patches O'Houlihan wins with Sophie Vives aboard. This horse has won now 10 of 12 lifetime starts, a consistent one, Patches O'Houlihan, for Robert Tiller, paying $3.60, outrunning Remuda and War Bomber. All big events there yesterday at Woodbine. At Belmont at Aqueduct, well, you had the feature race was the Jockey Club Oaks Invitational for 3-year-old fillies at a mile and 3/8. Winner there was Beautiful Love for Godolphin and Charles Appleby. Dylan Davis was the riding winner there. Davis was winning his 3rd race of the day, paying $9.20, outrunning Just Deny, and Caldwell Loves Gold finished 3rd in that big race. The pick 6 with that carryover yesterday paid $10,741. Eric Cancel had a couple of winners on the day, but Dylan Davis, a big win, a big day there, having 3 wins on the day. The third one was the feature race. And by the way, Jerry Jacovitz and Jonathan Hardoon both landed on a winner in the 8th race for you. Risk Threshold wins for Junior Alvarado. Chad Brown, a trainee, paying $640. Remember, I asked Jonathan, where is the single in the late pick 5 with that big carryover yesterday? This is the horse he gave for your single. He was a winner at $640. And we want to congratulate Christopher Elliott, the apprentice who won his first New York victory ever with Cumberland Blues in the 5th race, paying $23 for trainer Wayne Potts. Los Alamitos yesterday, the big feature race was the final race on the card. It was the E.B. Johnston. And the E.B. Johnston was won by Man O'Rose, Edwin Maldonado, going gate to wire in that race at a mile. Jeff Mullen's second win of the day, paying $420, outrunning Don't Fight the Fed and Colinga Road. And at Los Alamitos, the highest priced winner of the day yesterday at Los Alamitos paid $7.40. So you know how that went. But that winner came by Bob Mieszerski. He gave us the highest priced winner yesterday at Los Al. Instinct Dior, that won the 7th race. That was the highest priced winner on the day at Los Alamitos. Louisiana Downs hosted the Super Derby. The winner there was Unu Mas Bourbon for Francisco Arrieta, paying $8.20 for Ian Wilkes, the trainer there. And at Laurel Park, they had $300,000 stakes races. The All Along won by No Show Sammy Joe, with Jorge Ruiz aboard, $3 even, and Graham Motion, the trainer there. In the Sensible Lady Turf Dash, the 9th race, Loon Cry wins for Michelle Sanchez, Christopher Clement, the trainer there, paying $10.80. And in the Polynesian, the winner was Post Time, Sheldon Russell for Brittany Russell, paying $2.10 as the big favorite there. And that's what happened yesterday, but we got more of this, what's happening today. Handicappers did good yesterday on the show. We'll continue the run, hopefully, today. Jonathan Hardoon's with us. Bob Mieszerski back, of course, for Los Alamitos. Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J. Richie's college football team didn't make it yesterday, but he's got an NFL play for us today. As far as the weather is concerned, it's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. 77 degrees outside right now, and I can tell you that we're only going to get up to 97 today here in Las Vegas as far as our weather is concerned. Beautiful day. 89 degrees in Miami, 80 degrees in New York. You got 88 in Chicago and 76 in L.A. And again, the highest spot in the nation is Phoenix, Arizona at 102. But it should be good weather across the country for racing. And we will be back with our racing menu and all of our handicappers, Mr. Hardoon, Mieszerski, Eng, Lindo, and Jerry J. All of that happens after the menu, and that happens right after this first break. Don't go away.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing starting on September 13th through September 22nd. The opening weekend program will feature the E.B. Johnston Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Dark Mirage for fillies and mares on Saturday, September 21st. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, September 21st. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos, September 13th through the 22nd.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas, looking ahead to next week. We've got some great racing going on. The Princess Rooney Invitational at Gulfstream Park next Saturday will be the only Breeders' Cup winning your in race on the Saturday card. But there'll be some great racing, a lot of stakes races at Churchill Downs. And next weekend, of course, is the big racing weekend, as we said at the beginning of the show at Parks Racing. They have a bunch of stakes races at Parks Racing. Practically the entire card of Parks Racing next Saturday will be dedicated to stakes races. And, of course, the two big ones for $1 million each is the Pennsylvania Derby and the Cotillion. As far as looking ahead to the Breeders' Cup, we have now, they gave us a message that Dornoch and National Treasure, their starts in the Breeders' Cup will be their final starts in racing. They're both going to stud after that. We assume they'll be making the Breeders' Cup Classic. And as far as the Breeders' Cup is concerned, a lot of great racing leading up to the Breeders' Cup is going to be great this year. All right, time to get to the menu of racetracks available today in the Racebook. Simulcast centers and racetracks around the country. Reminding you, as we always do, the first post times we broadcast on the show each and every day reflect that of the Pacific time zone. So if you're here in Las Vegas and you're playing the races here at the South Point with us, these will be the first post times that roll out in the Racebook right behind this studio. And, of course, everybody else in the Pacific time zone, your first post times. Anybody else, though, around the country, around the world, if you're in another time zone, adjust to it. Don't want you to miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad. Okay, we begin now with Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 10 races today. Laurel Park's first post time is at 9:25 at Laurel. Following that, Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs has 10 races today. Their first post time is 9:45. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover, $128,960 in the Churchill Downs Pick 6 jackpot carryover today. First post time at Churchill is at 9:45. Monmouth Park has 10 races today. Monmouth Park's first post time at Monmouth is set at 9:50 at Monmouth Park. They have by the way, Monmouth Park has a mandatory payoff today in their Pick 6 jackpot. So I guess they're wrapping it up today at Monmouth. Pick 6 jackpot carryover. Jackpot is off. Carryover and all the money bet into today will be mandatory payoff. The jackpot sits at $2,948, and it all goes today. First post time is 9:50 at Monmouth. Gulfstream Park has 10 races today. Gulfstream Park's first post time is at 9:55. Their Pick 6 Rainbow Jackpot carryover, $206,098 at Gulfstream today, and their jackpot carryover for the Pick 6 first post time is at 9:55. Belmont at Aqueduct. Belmont at Aqueduct has 9 races today, and their first post time is set at 10:05. 10:05. It is sunny today at Aqueduct, 70 degrees, track fast, and the turf courses are firm, which means the outer turf course will host races 1, 5, and 8, and the inner turf course will host races 6 and 9. And again, Aqueduct's first post time for their 9 races is at 10:05. 10:05 at Aqueduct today. Woodbine. Well, they got 2 stakes races today after their big racing card yesterday. They are the $100,000 Queen Victorian at 7 furlongs on the turf for 2-year-old fillies. That'll go as the third race. 7 to the post before scratches. Super Supreme is the even money favorite there. And then the $100,000 Blue Page Stakes for Colts and Geldings 2-year-olds at 7 furlongs on the turf will be the 7th race on the card. 9-5 favorite there is the Wolf. And first post time at Woodbine is set at 10:10 at Woodbine today. And their carryovers at Woodbine today, well, I don't believe they have any. There you are. No carryovers today at Woodbine. All right, first post time is at 10:10. Hawthorne Racecourse is next. Hawthorne Racecourse has 9 races. Their first post time is also 12:10 at Hawthorne. Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. First post time is 1 o'clock at Los Al. They have 8 races today at Los Alamitos, and again, a first post time of 1 o'clock this afternoon. And no stakes races today at Los Alamitos. Emerald Downs, which canceled the 7th and 8th races yesterday because of weather conditions. The last 2 races was canceled yesterday, but so far they have not canceled today. So Emerald Downs, first post time will be at 1:30 at Emerald Downs. And they have a couple of 3 stakes races, 3 $50,000 stakes races, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And again, first post time, Emerald Downs is at 1:30. Northern California Racing Fairs at Fresno continues. 8 races today. First post time is at 1:45 at Fresno, 1:45 at Fresno today. Guess they hit that big carryover there. No carryover today at Fresno. All right, then Prairie Meadows, 9 races, 3 quarter horses, 6 thoroughbred races at Prairie Meadows. And they have a Pick 5 jackpot carryover, $1,667. Their first post time is 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then we go to Los Alamitos for their second session, the quarter horse session tonight. Los Alamitos quarter horses begin at 5:40. They have 9 races, 1 thoroughbred, 2 mixed breed, and 6 quarter horses. The last race is their futurity for a purse of $285,000, going 350 yards for 2-year-olds. Los Alamitos will seed the Pick 6 pot for $10,000 today. $10,000 already sitting in their traditional Pick 6 pool there today at Los Al, and a first post time of 5:40. And that's it. So let's go to Jonathan Hardoon standing by. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
Well, that was a nice snag, beating Skelly yesterday in that stakes race at Churchill Downs. And Jonathan's way was everything that you said he was going to be. He just, he took off out of that starting gate and he was gone.
Yeah, the first 2-year-old to get points for next year's Derby. I mean, next year's Derby is a long way away, but he tops the leaderboard at this point with the 10 points that he earned yesterday.
Now, Jonathan, anything else around the country that piqued your interest yesterday from the results?
No, it was just good racing, really, coast to coast. The Pick 5 with the big carryover, I think they got close to $1.5 million in that pool at Aqueduct, and it paid, I think, $1,900. So a little of something for everybody, and really, really good racing, especially at Churchill Downs. Those races all lived up to the billing. They were exciting. There were prices. There was a little something for everybody.
All right, now listen, when we see the races in New York, we know that we're going to see Chad Brown winning races and Todd Pletcher winning races and Dick Dutrow and Linda Rice and all the ones that are usually there. But the one that stood out to me yesterday was in the 6th race at Belmont at Aqueduct, where Tall Paul won the race, Dylan Davis aboard. I know he's a New York bred, and paid $5.10 as the favorite, but he was trained by Bob Baffert.
Well, I'm sure he's in someone else's care here. I don't think he's exactly Bob Baffert doing the training, but he certainly runs under Baffert's name. It's his big owners, Pegram. You know, the horse's only race in California was his first start as a baby at Del Mar, and since then he's been in New York. Last year he ran in the Finger Lake stake races. I think they were the New York Sire Stakes, and he came back yesterday and made his first start as a 3-year-old. He ran well, a little erratic through the stretch. He was kind of, I don't know, maybe green or whatever it is, but he certainly got the job done.
Now, when he raced at Finger Lakes, was he under the care of Bob Baffert there too? Was he the named trainer?
Yeah, Baffert was the listed trainer. I don't think Baffert's had many starters throughout his Hall of Fame and illustrious career at Finger Lakes, but
I can almost give you short odds that was the first one he ever raced at Fairgrounds. But that so what?
The last.
So I guess we're just assuming we're making assumptions now. But I guess Baffert thought that maybe this horse wasn't as good as his other horses there in California. So go to New York because he's a New York bred and make all that money because he can beat the New York breds.
Well, the New York purses are crazy. Why would you run in California when you could run in New York for so much more money, especially if you're a New York bred? Yeah, they did the right thing. It's just unusual that they would even buy a New York bred, but they did. So I'm sure there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're not privy to, but it was a New York bred. He ran in New York, and he ran yesterday in New York as well.
I think this might be a little trial balloon there. Maybe we'll see a Baffert division out in New York with the New York breds because of all the money that the state is offering in the New York bred program.
The good news is you're seeing owners and trainers from different coasts running on the opposite coast. For example, Mike Rapoli all of a sudden has a couple of horses in California. You've never seen that before. He has them, I think, with Mike McCarthy for the most part, but he's racing horses in SoCal. And now you got Baffert running in New York. not that California could afford to lose any horses, but it's good news that, they're spreading it out and a little something for everybody.
Well, if they lose a few Baffords, they'll get a few Ripolis there, so it'll work out fine.
There you go.
Today's cards around the country not as lucrative and certainly as competitive as yesterday, but after all, every day there's winners out there, and we're going to try to find some. So what are we doing today?
Yeah, really slim pickings, to be honest with you, in New York today. A lot of short-priced horses and favorites. But we're going to look at the third race today. Only a 6-horse field, but I like the longest shot in the race. I like the number 4 horse in here, Charlie's Express. This is a 3-year-old gelding from the Gregory Sacco barn. Draw a line through his last race when he ran at Monmouth going long. Comes back to New York, runs short today. Louis Rivera aboard to ride. A generous 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 4, Charlie's Express, to upset and win today's third race out at Belmont Park.
All right. The third race is a 6-horse field, and as you say, it is the co-longest shot on the. No, it isn't. Actually, it's the co-second longest shot on the board. Charlie's Express.
Oh, there is a 12-1, but I'm sorry. Yeah. You're right.
Number 4, Charlie's Express, is at 6-1 on the morning line. We'll take that, though. We'll take him as a winner in the third race because it represents maybe a singleton in the early pick 5 and early pick 4. So in the third race, you like the 4, Charlie's Express, the 4 in the third race at Aqueduct. What about Los Alamitos, maybe?
Yeah, we're going to go to Los Al, make our first radio play of the meet there. And it's an okay card, to be honest with you. I like the 5th race today. Interesting race. I like the number 2 horse in here, Amelia Blue, a 3-year-old filly from the Lorenzo Capozano barn. Boy, Armando Aguila aboard to ride. She's listed at 7-2 on the morning line. Cutting back in distance, going back to the dirt today where she's had success in the past. I like number 2, Amelia Blue, to win today's 5th race out at Los Alamitos.
Well, that was a tongue-tying situation for you, that's for sure. But in the 5th race, number 2, Amanda Blue, we'll just call the 2 a winner in the 5th race. It is the anchor race in the pick 5 and the anchor race in the early pick 4 today at Los Alamitos. You like the 2, Amanda Blue, at 7-2 on the morning line. Jonathan Hardoon does have a sheet for Churchill, even though he didn't give us a pick there today. So you have 3 sheets available today, Los Alamitos, Belmont at Aqueduct, and Churchill, right?
Correct. Thank you, Ralph. See you Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. Get a soapbox going there for us on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jonathan. All right, now we're going to go to Bob Mieszerski, standing by in Southern California, representing Los Alamitos. And Bob, you gave us a nice winner yesterday at Los Alamitos when Instinct d'Oro got the win for Edgar Pareras and paid $7.40. And Bob, that was the highest priced winner yesterday at Los Al.
Yeah, there was a lot of favorites winning yesterday. That horse actually got hammered at the end. He was 4-1 basically, right going to the gate, and then ended up at 5-2. So, and like I said yesterday, I thought if he made the lead, he'd be tough to beat, and he didn't disappoint.
I tell you, he didn't disappoint. Paris came out and was riding him like a quarter horse. He was just throwing the reins at him, getting going, and this horse just flat out grabbed the track and pulled. Had a like a 3 or 4 length lead by the time they hit the turn, and then he just extended it from there. So yeah, he was all systems go yesterday. That's for sure. The E.B. Johnston won by Mano Rose, who spread I think it was taking 2 turns for the first time and got the job done.
Yeah, that was the first time he'd routed for Jeff Mullins. Jeff had been wanting to try him 2 turns, and they had thought about it earlier in the year in the Bertrando, which was also run at Los Al during the LA County Fair meet, but they thought the Chosen Vron was going to be in there, so they decided to skip that race. And then of course the Chosen Vron did not run, so they wished they'd taken the opportunity then. But this was the first opportunity they had to run him going long against state breds, and he certainly didn't disappoint. I thought the race was over into the first turn when he cleared, and Maldonado said he was very confident the whole way, and the horse ended up winning by 8 lengths and was never really seriously challenged.
Well, Mano Rose is not yet Man of War, but he's got a lot of upside to him. Where do we expect to see him next?
Well, Jeff said he has a lot of options with him because he's probably just as good on grass as he is on dirt. So they'll look for a race, at Santa Anita, I'm sure, on dirt or turf, whatever becomes available. So we'll look forward to seeing him during that meet, which starts in about 2 weeks.
Bob, I could tell you this, by looking and watching and betting the races at Los Alamitos so far, it looks like the track is very fair. You can win on the lead, you can win off the lead, etc. It just looks like a fair race course.
Yeah, I think as a handicapper, that's all you can look for. You want a track that's fair. I mean, I thought Del Mar for most of the meet, it was hard to make up ground. I like it when a track plays fair, where horses on the lead can win, horses from behind can win. So far for the first 2 days, that's the way it's been at Los Al.
All right, now we race today, and then what's the schedule for next week?
Yeah, we'll race today, and then we'll be back on Friday for the final 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend. The stake race next weekend is the Dark Mirage for fillies and mares at a mile, $125,000 pot. So, yeah, take a break until Friday after today.
Okay, now the Los Alamitos seeds at the quarter horses. It seeds the Sunday pick six pot at $10,000 if there's not a carryover. But you said they were doing that for the Los Alamitos Thoroughbred, but that's on Saturdays, correct?
That is correct. We did it yesterday. We seeded the money came in, and we'll do it again next Saturday if there's not a carryover on Friday. So, yeah, they're doing the same thing at both. It's been successful at both meets, so we're going to continue it.
Well, I'm certainly glad you stuck 10 grand in that pot yesterday, because with all the favorites, pick six with that added $10,000 in the pool came back a little over $600, $613 and change. But like I said, you gave us the highest priced winner yesterday. That is not only always the case at Los Al. You know, there are days when there are a lot of favorites win, and there are days when horses that are not expected to win. And that's, again, proving the fairness of the racetrack. We have an 8-race card today at Los Al. And where are we going with parlaying that winner from yesterday?
I'm going to go to the 7th race, and I like number 7, Rhino. He was entered in the E.B. Johnson yesterday, decided to scratch and go in this softer spot. I think this is what this horse wants to do. He's first off the claim for Rafael de Leon. He ran very well sprinting over this track during the LA County Fair meet, just missing behind Where's the Loot. So I think if he runs back to that race, it'll be very tough. So number 7, Rhino in race 7.
All right, 7th race, number 7, easy to remember. 7th race, the 7-horse Rhino is Bob Mieszerski's play for the race day listeners. And you can get all of what Bob has to offer in many different places, right, Bob?
That's correct. I'm at todaysracingdigest.com every day with Southern California selections. Then in the Southern California News Group papers, I do a graded handicap. That includes the LA Daily News, Orange County Register, Pasadena Star News, among several others.
Wow, busy man. All right, thanks a lot, Bob, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Ralph. Talk to you Friday.
All right, we're going to go to our next break, and when we come back, we'll bring in Rich Ang, who also has a selection in the horses, but he also has an NFL selection for you as well. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans.
Everybody knows where the money's going. Every single dollar. God bless you.
Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Hello, I'm Dennis Quaid. For years, Tunnel to Towers has demonstrated a commitment to first responders and military families. They've paid off mortgages and built specially adapted smart homes. Now the foundation is expanding its mission to eradicate veteran homelessness. Please give our veterans a chance to reclaim their dignity by donating at t2t.org.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style Paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas, and now we're going to go out to Mr. Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
You know, I when witnessing what happened yesterday in college football, there were two teams that really bombed the week before, and that was Colorado and Notre Dame. But boy, they came back against probably more inferior teams than they're used to playing. Although Notre Dame played a real stinker last week, but yesterday they came with focus and they won big, and Colorado won big too over Colorado State.
Yeah, that was not a good pick on my part. I thought Colorado would do a better job on the line of scrimmage like they did the year before, but Colorado won the line of scrimmage and that won them the football game. As far as Notre Dame, I mean, they lost to Northern Illinois, God forbid, last week, and they took it out on Purdue 66-7. I think you're going to see a lot more blowouts like that, Ralph, because with this 12-team playoff system for college football, you need to pander to the voters. And nothing panders to the voters better than winning 70-7. You know, even if the voters didn't watch the football game, you saw Tennessee beat up on somebody like that. Yeah. So you're going to see a lot more piling on by the better teams over the lesser lights. Well, now they're extended to 12 teams in a six-way playoff, right? Yeah, it's 12 teams, and you see the brackets they do show during the commercial. The first 8 are going to play off, and then 4 of the teams get byes. But, you know, this opens up a lot more opportunities for teams to get into the playoffs, and the best way to impress voters, win big. Yeah, so, you know, even with Notre Dame's blemish of getting beat by a team that shouldn't, many handicappers thought shouldn't even be on the field with them. Nevertheless, they had a big win there, and they deserved that win over Notre Dame. One loss may not keep you out of the playoffs, so they still have a lot of hope, that's for sure, and so does Colorado. All right, time to get started with an NFL pick today, week 2. Yeah, I looked at a few picks, and I decided to go right back to the team I used last week, the Los Angeles Chargers. They're favored by 4.5 over the Panthers. The Chargers last week, Ralph, quite frankly, they played okay, but it was good enough to beat the Raiders 22-10. They're the kind of team under Harbaugh. They're going to get better every week, Ralph, especially as they implement all of the systems and Justin Herbert improves at quarterback. Carolina was blown out by New Orleans 47-10. I really think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. So hopefully the Chargers show up and win and cover that 4.5 at Carolina. All right. Well, we'll take the Chargers today and lay a small lumber there. And now we'll take a pick at Los Alamitos. We have a Siraco play at Los Alamitos, at least in race 5. Jonathan gave out the 2-horse, Amelia Blue. But the horse I like is the number 6, Respect the Crown. This horse was claimed 2 back by Gary Studi. Moved up in class last time, kind of had a troubled trip, and now he drops back down to the level that he claimed the horse at. This horse should be coming from mid-pack and making a strong rally. Tyler Bez takes over. So let's go with number 6, Respect the Crown in race 5. All right. 5th race is a pivotal race today at Los Alamitos. You like the 6, Respect the Crown, the 6. So with Jonathan and you, there's a Siraco Exacta box of 2662. You like the 6 horse in the race. And, of course, you can get the rest of Richie's selections right now, racedaylasvegas.com. All right, Richie, we'll enjoy the pigskin and the horsehide action today, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday. Hey, thanks, man. Good luck, everybody. All right, final break, and when we come back, our closing act, John and Jerry, don't go away.
South Point offers all the types of entertainment you'd expect at a first-class Las Vegas resort. Did you know our 400-seat showroom is one of Las Vegas's top destinations for live entertainment? Enjoy live performances by classic Vegas entertainers, bands, and today's hottest comedians, plus a rockin' dance floor. You can also enjoy live entertainment at the Grand View Lounge, where you'll feel all the vibes of old Las Vegas. Enjoy the music, and if you love to laugh, don't miss The Dirty at 12:30, our very own free comedy show, every Friday night at 12:30 a.m. in the Grand View Lounge. The Dirty is 100% free, so arrive early. Go to southpointcasino.com or call the box office at 77136 for today's performances at the showroom and the Grandview Lounge. When you're ready for your favorite cocktail, stop in and unwind at one of our 7 specialty lounges. There's a bar around every corner, because you're in Vegas, baby.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing starting on September 13th through September 22nd. The opening weekend program will feature the E.B. Johnston Stakes. Plus, the summer meet will include the running of the Dark Mirage for fillies and mares on Saturday, September 21st. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, September 21st. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Daytime racing is back at Los Alamitos, September 13th through the 22nd.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All righty, now time to go to Southern California. Standing by is John Lindo with us. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Doing fine, my man. You know, we're talking about Los Alamitos, and yesterday, of course, a lot of favorites won. But one of the key handicapping elements of Los Alamitos, it seems, is one of those tracks that if you like, a horse likes that course, it's a horse for course type of a track. I say that because in the 6th race yesterday at Los Alamitos, Rose Dawson was winning her 3rd race of only 3 starts at Los Al, so she's perfect at Los Al. Some horses really like that layout.
Oh, it's an absolute horse for course, Ralph. If they establish form there, they can come off of marginal form at other places and wake up. And it looked like Rose Dawson was kind of going the wrong way and was in for the optional $20,000 tag. And based on her career, it looked kind of like a fire sale. But she got the job. It wasn't pretty, but she got the job done yesterday.
Yep. And want to remind everybody that the Lindo report for today at Los Alamitos is available here in Las Vegas in only one place, and that's here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge, complimentary to you because they love horse players here. The Lindo report covering all the races with selections, of course, the suggested late pick 4 and all the goodie information at the bottom. And one of those things, goodie information at the bottom, is a person named Marie Burrell, and it was an interesting note, John.
Well, Maria Burrell is the lady who trained Run Happy to win the 2015 Breeders' Cup Sprint. And right after that, she let her trainer's license elapse because there were accusations about some, delinquent horse care at a farm that her family owned in Kentucky. The charges were finally I dismissed. And of all things, she applied for a trainer's license in California and was issued one last week. And she apparently is going to train horses out here in Southern California. So we'll kind of see where this goes.
The original Run Happy trainer. All right, next week, the Lindo report schedule?
I'll probably do Churchill Downs on Thursday, planning on it, and we'll go Los Alamitos, obviously closing weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll do that Churchill card, or we'll do a card, additional card on Saturday. I want to look at the entries, but we'll do a second card on Saturday.
Okay, and that'll be at Churchill, and remember, the Lindo reports, all of them, as he publishes them, are free here at the South Point Racebook, free of charge to the race players. As I say, they love horse players here, and it's free of charge, complimentary here. All right, John, what are we doing today?
Well, before I go give my pick, real quick, one of the chatters was asking a lot of times, how come these guys fall into the same race? And I'm going to go to race 5 at Los Alamitos. One of the reasons is, we send in these picks ahead of time. We don't know where the other guys are going.
Exactly.
And we're looking for races where we think we can beat both vulnerable favorites. And a lot of times we're all looking at the same kind of race. So race 5 to me at Los Alamitos, I look at the trainer intent on number 4, Princess Magic. Coming off a layoff last time, was entered above her conditions and protected off the claim, showed speed and stop. Now they get serious. Now they drop her into the non-winners of 2. Big rider switch to Edwin Maldonado. Only start at Los Alamitos was a 4-length win. I just think they're trying to get the money today at 9-2 in the program. Number 4, Princess Magic, race 5, Los Alamitos.
Well, a very pivotal race for our handicappers today is the 5th race at Los Alamitos. You like the 4, Princess Magic, the 4 you like in the 5th. Now we got the 2, 4, and 6, so I guess I have a Siraco trifecta box play in this race, 2, 4, 6, but you like the 4, Princess Magic for all the reasons you stated. And, John, Well, I'll ask you if you have a football pick. Otherwise, we'll let you go.
I like Houston tonight. I'm a big fan of that team. I like C.J. Stroud, so I'm rooting for the Houston Texans.
I think I'll go with you on that one. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Good luck today.
And now let's go to Jerry Jacovitz, whose apparel tells us who he likes, at least today in football. Jerry, good morning.
Well, I give them a desperate rooter's chance.
Well, that's all right. A fan is a fan. You're a Giants fan. We understand that. And you're also a Raiders fan. So.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what my Raiders
That's
hat
okay.
Is, I'm like 100% behind the Raiders. I don't know how their chances are today either. The Ravens can be pretty tough. So.
Oh, they are. There's no question about that. Well, Jerry, we'll just get right to the picks then, my man.
Is that what you want to do, Ralphie? All right, let's go to the 7th at Aqueduct today for our first play. Discrepancy from Let's go to the 7th at Aqueduct.
Mm-hmm.
We have Condiment Girl from Rob Atras. And, she's really at the bottom of the ladder here. You can't get much cheaper than a 12,500 non-winners of 2 lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And just has better figures than these. I can't say that the whole overall profile, but she sort of rates out to be a winner. I think 8-5 or higher is the right price for Condiment Girl. Don't go below 8-5. But I'll take the 4 over the 3, 5, 6, and 7. Just small reverses to break even. We're at 5-2 already, so.
All right, 7th race, the 4 horse, number 4, Condiment Girl, the 4 over 3, 6, 7, 4 over 3, 6, 7, and reverse. That Aqueduct's 7th race. Now, what about Los Alamitos?
Right, and by the way, as an add-on, you do get kind of a good jockey change from Katie Davis to Irad Ortiz, so that'll take money too. So
okay.
Watch out.
Enough said.
Watch your price.
Yes.
Don't go up below 8-5. Let's go to the 5th, Ralph. Now, I guess we're going to have like a whole team play on the 5th race, but I love discrepancy today for the Signac team.
Okay.
Yeah, it couldn't be an ugly race. The horses in the chase the fillies are not much to begin with, but this one actually raced pretty well on July 28th against the bias and didn't have much of a chance in that race. And I think a little better trip today. She should be double tough. Really good bug boy. Welfin Orante's up for Tim Yakin. I do like the 7 pounds off an awful lot. Okay. I'll take the 5 over the 2, 3, 4. Do my reverses 2, 3, 4 back over the 5, but the 5, that's my feature play. And at 5-2, I consider him a pop-out key.
Okay, so in this race, there's 8 horses in the race, and we got 4 picks. So you have the 5 discrepancy is your play, the 5. Your link-ups are 2, 3, and 4, and reverse. I'll just hit the all button and forget it in that race as the anchor in the pick 5. But you guys, everybody centering on a race that obviously looks like it can have a good play in it. That's for sure. Jerry, one of our chatters are asking about, he said, you're not the type of person that predicts or picks like the race over race pools, the picks 3s or the pick 4s or pick 5s.
Right.
You stay within a race. And that is your philosophy, right?
Right. I will go into pick 6s, but that's the only one I'll go into. And even that, these days, I'm not that interested in. I really like finding my edge where I see it, playing it, then going to the next race where I see an edge, playing it, and not messing around. I will, once I find an edge, I will do some things. For example, if I love a horse, and I really love a horse that I think should be a 2-1 who's 3-1, and the 2 races around it I think are total bust-up races, I might go all, single, all. That's just a win bet. That's nothing but a win bet, but I get paid out of the pick 3 pool. I'm not making a pick 3. I'm making a win bet. I'm just choosing which pool I collect the money from. I can do stuff like that. Or I can take like in this case, the 5 with the 2, 3, 4 with all, and then do 5 with all with 2, 3, 4 in trifectas. I'm still playing the same exactas. I'm just getting paid out of the trifecta pool. I can do stuff like that.
That notion, though, but a singleton with alls on either side and a pick 3, etc., is a very good philosophy because it does boil down to the horse winning, and that's a win bet. Nice way to end the show for today, Sunday, and of course we'll be back on Wednesday with more. Jerry will be along with some more tidbits as well. So in the meantime, everybody out there, enjoy your Sunday. And Jerry, you got one more thing to say to close this show. Go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.